not required? Fit? Everybody? All right. Would you want to come here if you wish? Are you comfortable there? Comfortable. Everybody can hear me? Right. So I'll quickly tell you about jointmanship between defense and the CAPF. You're all trying for CAPF? All your life, wherever you are going to bump into the Faujis. In the northeast, in north, wherever you go, west Pakistan, west side, you'll have to, somewhere or the other, you'll have interaction with the defense people. Okay. So issue is, if our country needs to be strong, tough, there are certain vulnerabilities we have to be careful about. Now, what is a country vulnerable about? Or what are the securities or the issues which can disturb the country's entity? I'll give you a lead. External aggression. Anything else? Now you tell me. We have to be careful and guard our borders and have our defenses intact, ready all the time. No? If you leave a door open, people might come in. So what else is a problem which can be created by other people within the country, from outside also? What else could it be? Sorry? Proxy war, yeah. What else? Internal aggression. I'll not call it aggression, but internal security issues. What else? Yes. What else? Great, huh? Cross border, economic, cyber, information, insurgency. Yeah. So there could be any number of things. Cross border infiltration, you're quite aware. What else? Cross border smuggling of arms and what? Drugs, internal security issues. Then we have law and order issues between this and that, between this community or whatever happening all around. And then what else? Insurgency, terrorism, cyber attacks, information warfare, natural calamities, and what else? The disasters. If you have so many things, imagine as a prime minister, what will you do? You have to contend with all this and make sure our country maintains its integrity and the sovereignty. And we grow. And we maintain good relationship with people at the same time. Inside the country and outside the country. How difficult the task is. And if there are so many challenges, or there are so many issues, so many problems, so many vulnerabilities, how do you think you can handle it? What will you do? You require forces. What forces will you require? You will require defense forces, external aggression. And just to give you a little idea, we have as many as 12.32 lakhs personnel in the army, 1,35,000 in the Air Force, and 64,000 in the Navy. Total 12 plus. So this is the kind of total, if you say 12 army and all that included is 14.31, a huge defense force. So do you think this will suffice with all the challenges that we have got? So what else do you need to have? We need to have you. So we'll have the CAPFs, and then we have CRPF, BSF, SSB, ITBP, Assam Rifles, and the strength is mentioned over here. I've taken it from the Wikipedia. There could be variation here and there. That is not the point. Point is that we are looking at it as a massive manpower that we have mobilized for these purposes. So it is 8.32. And then if you total the two, you can remove this. If you add up the two, how much does it work out to? 22.63 lakhs. It's a huge armed forces entity. What is the ratio between the defense forces and CAPF? 37, 63. So that is nearly 1/3, 2/3. And now you have to work together. Now, if you have to work together, greater the coordination, compatibility, greater the national security. And armed forces, I'll say the defense forces, Army, Navy, and the Air Force are responsible for holding the external aggressions, holding against that. And the CAPFs, they have to manage the border control, internal security, law and order, counterinsurgency, etc. These are major differences. But then there are overlaps as well. When we talk of CAPF, where all are you there? Right from here, BSF and BSF on the other side, Bangladesh. So we have Assam Rifle looking at the Myanmar border. We have SSB at two places to look after the borders of Nepal, Bhutan, and then we have ITBP. See the spread. And then we have the CRPF right from here to in Chhattisgarh and your Jharkhand and Telangana and whatever. Right. Though it's reducing now. Now it is most affected districts are only 6. Okay. So how much is the border now? 14,861. So nearly 15,000 kilometers worth of border, which has to be defended, managed, maintained, and we have 22 lakhs people to do that. 22 lakh people to manage so much, including all the things within the country. Okay. So you will have the deployments of the defense forces and of that of the CAPF, where, what do you see here? Siachen, deserts, jungles, mountains, high altitude area, and what else? Counterinsurgency. This is all about the defense forces I'm talking about. And what about the CAPF? This also amphibious operation, land and sea operations, the defense forces. What about ITBP? How many people are wanting to opt for ITBP? It's not going to be easy. You're going to be staying in areas like this. Then you have waterlogged areas, BSF. You have law and order situations. You have counterinsurgency, LWE, isolated post you'll be sitting. So these are the challenges you're going to face, and that is how you're going to be deployed. So now there are some areas common between the armed forces, the defense forces, and the CAPF. So you have to therefore work together. I've shown you the deployment. I've shown you what is the main area of concern of the defense, main area of concern of the CAPF. So both of you, the defense forces and the CAPF, have to work hand in hand in certain places. Although there are specific roles and responsibilities, but there are overlaps also. Understanding this point so far? Okay. Now, if this is so, you require jointmanship. Why do you require it? There are 6 points for this. Firstly, I have just in the very first slide told you that there are any number of threats and vulnerabilities. Therefore, you have to work together. To combat those vulnerabilities, you have to work together, and it's a huge spectrum. I've shown you from law and order situations to insurgency to everything. So one is to combat the diverse threats, vulnerabilities. Another reason why do we need jointmanship? If you're working together, you need to enhance your efficiency. How? By synergy, by proper coordination and understanding. How will you do that? You have to be optimizing your resources and take the experience of one particular, say, CRPF, the army, whoever, in that area, because each one of you is unique. ITBP is unique in its own way. BSF is unique in its own way. So when you are working together, you have to complement the uniqueness of the other force. What else? Then you have to form a unified approach to combat whatever we need to combat. And then, of course, law and order you have to maintain. This is why you require jointmanship. Now, after this, I would like to tell you that border management is another major issue where you work jointly. If you have one-upmanship or disrespect for each other force-wise, then you will not be able to do optimal. And then, unless you have cooperation, the culture that you develop for cooperation with each other, you will not be able to do, the country will not do well. And then coming to the coordinated response is required whenever there is any emergency or there is a disaster or there is like that, or maybe earthquakes or floods and whatever. So this is why you need to have jointmanship. So I have so far explained to you that vulnerabilities are X, Y, Z, and for that, these are the forces who are going to work. This is the border you have to guard with so many people you have to work, and then there are certain specific areas of responsibilities, and then there are some overlaps as well. So if you have to work together, then there is a need for proper cooperation, optimization, and all that understanding. Okay. So now with this, let's see what is the existing system on ground, what is available today. Now, who will tell me what is happening for jointmanship? Anybody has an idea? Just take a rough guess. If you have two people playing together as a team, what all will you require? Planning. Somebody said planning. Planning, coordination, execution, joint execution. What else? Joint exercises. What else? Sorry? Theaterization. Theaterization. Intelligence sharing. So unless you have intelligence, you can't plan. Okay, very nice. Very well brought out. So we need to have certain doctrines laid out by the Home Ministry, by the Defense Ministry, and certain doctrines which involve both. So those doctrines have to be ready. Though there are doctrines for the CAPF separately and doctrines separately available for the defense, but then we have to work together. What about that? In addition to this, what do you need? Training philosophies. These will be derived from the doctrines, from the requirements. So you'll be trained accordingly for different requirements of yours. And then the training will be conducted. Now, don't you think the training has to be conducted in certain areas together? You are working in jungles, he is also, defense force also working in jungle. Will you not require the common kind of training to combat that situation? So training has to be effective and together. Then intelligence sharing was brought out. Planning and coordination was brought out. Unified command. Now, if there are two people playing, one team A, team B, there has to be somebody who has to lead. And then compatible equipment, systems, exercises and drills, shared logistics, shared infrastructure, mutual respect, and I would like to bring out a point of your qualities which have to be compatible. If you're working with Major Saab as assistant commandant somewhere, you must understand each other's culture and the values. How is he thinking? How will you be able to cooperate with him unless you know what is his mind, what is his psyche? So you must have similar officer-like qualities as he has got. I'll touch on these officer-like qualities as well. Okay, so first of all, the doctrinal part I was talking about, both ministries have regular consultations, coordinations, discussions, interactions at that level to talk about the internal security aspects, the border management aspects, and other updates on everyday basis. This happens on daily basis. And then you have standing committees and boards. Now there is something called Defense Planning Committee and National Security Council. These are the huge bodies at the Army headquarters level, Defense Ministry level, Home Ministry level, who are making decisions based on the inputs that represent. So that is the level which is at the ministry. And then intelligence sharing. So there is something called MAC, multi-agency centers. Now information intelligence comes from various sources: military intelligence, signals intelligence, your human intelligence, that's called HUMINT, and what else? All sources you pull in information coming from where? Electronic warfare even. Any information from any source, ELINT, all that info from the raw, IB, they all pull in, give the information, and that is then also circulated down to the state level, also down to the ground level where you actually require it. Okay. And then it is shared on the real-time basis. Okay. Have you understood how intelligence sharing is done? So firstly, you have understood that at ministry level, there is some coordination happening. There are two important bodies. And then intelligence share is important, which is happening at the MAC level and then the state MACs also. Information is given to you on the real-time basis, depending as to how you are able to convert that on the ground at the tactical level. Okay. Regular joint conferences are held between the defense forces and the CAPF. What else? How else can it be done? Cross training programs. Now, if you are operating in jungle, should you not be trained in the jungle warfare school? Have to be trained. You finished, let's say you finished your training in your academies, and when you are shifting into that area, posted in that area, obviously you have to be trained. Where will you be trained? The schools which are providing training to the army, they will provide the same training to you. They will provide the same training to you, counterinsurgency school. Depending as to what your task is, what your requirement is, and if you're working together with army, and if army chaps are trained on jungle warfare in their school, it is expected and required that you are also trained in the same school. So you are on the same page. You know how to act on ground and be on the common page. Are you clear on this part? Okay, so this is how jointmanship is happening now. What else? Joint drills, exercises are being done between the army and the CAPF. Joint patrolling, surveillance, shared by army and the BSF or the CAPF, whoever. Now also, when we are talking unified command, when there are too many forces operating at the same place for the same purpose, obviously one has to be a commander. If the CAPF fellow is senior, he will be the commander. If the army chap is senior in that area, he will be the commander. So there is no conflict on that. Okay. Let's say CICT, counterinsurgency and counterterrorism. You are in that role. Whoever would be the senior will be the commander. Or for that matter, JNK or wherever you are. And then joint control rooms are set up for your operations. Who is he? Different, he's army and likewise. Joint task forces, like if it is an all-out operation in JNK today, do you think army will do it by itself? There is a cooperation, proper cooperation between the CAPF and the defense forces. And then the press conferences, when are they held? All representatives are there. It is not that the show is being stolen by one man. It is not done. It is lowering the morale of the other force if you steal the credit of other people. Never do that. Okay. Now, with a view to save money and economize, the infrastructure which is available is shared. Suppose some CAPF Jawan or an officer gets injured, he doesn't have to specifically go to his own hospital. He can go to the nearest hospital which has been established by the army. So it could be airstrips, it could be other conflict areas where the infrastructure is not available for CAPF. Army infrastructure will be used in an authorized manner. You're allowed to do that. Okay. Then similarly, air support. Air Force provides the airlift, surveillance, and other requirements which are projected by or required by the CA for a particular operation or for logistic reasons. Now, invariably, you find that there are army chaps, there are CAPF people involving NDMA. You know NDMA? So under that umbrella, the defense people, the CAPF people go in for the disaster management. Again, this one. And then also there are competitions which are held, sports competitions, firing competitions which are held to build harmony, understanding between the two forces. Are we okay on this? Simple hai? I've simplified the whole thing. Whatever you need to do to be together, that is done in the existing resources and the constraints, whatever they are. But then there are some challenges also. It is not so rosy as I've explained to you. There are some difficulties also. The first difficulty that you face is defense minister, separate ministry, CAPF, separate ministry. Both have their own understanding of things, but working toward the national aim, of course. And then there are operational doctrine and training philosophies are different. Army, Navy, and the Air Force are being trained for different purpose. CAPF are being trained for different purpose. There are only few overlaps, like jungle warfare, etc. I told you, where you are jointly trained together. Okay. Now, today there is a challenge that there is absence of unified doctrine. For what? For both the people, involving both military and the CAPF, on internal security or hybrid warfare. There is no doctrine available today. Unified doctrine is not there. Separately is there for CAPF as well as for the defense. But together, there is now no document is available as called the unified document. Then there is no permanent joint coordination body for planning and execution. It's formed on ad hoc basis and it is dissolved. We say there are exercises carried out, there are drills shared between the two, but it is not a regular feature. It doesn't happen as frequently as it should happen. Therefore, it should happen more frequently. This is one challenge. There is no calendar drawn in the beginning of the year that this time this training will be happening, inviting or calling the members of the CAPF. Trained differently. Defense chaps are trained in NDA. BSF chaps are trained in BSF Academy near Gwalior, Kekanpur. Now, different academies, different curriculum, separate places. What is it going to lead to? Operational outlook is different. That really matters. Therefore, I am taking the subject of OLQs today. Then, Home Ministry gets up, orders some equipment based on some requirement of CRPF or maybe BSF. Then Defense Ministry gets up and asks for some communication equipment or something. Now, they may not be operable. Interoperability may be low. You might be operating at different frequencies, different bands, different powers output of the radio sets and other equipment. So there is difference. Interoperability is a problem. Not in all sets, but most of the sets there is a problem. And coordination, communication gaps. No matter how much you try, because there is no permanent body, there are gaps between planning and coordination. Then this is a very, very sorry state, the top issues. When they're working together, each thinks I'm better than the other. It's a human nature. BSF thinks that I'm better and Forge thinks I'm better. Both are good. It's just that you have been trained differently for different requirements. Tomorrow, if you go and get selected for the defense, you'll be as good. Or if I go and become BS officer, I'll be as good. There's no difference in human beings. There's a training and the environment. You're all good. So turf issue is a very big issue, and there are conflicting roles and requirements, and he thinks I'm better than the other guy. And then unclear responsibility. Sometimes when you work together, you so unclear responsibilities is another, whether it's a CICT ops or whether it's disaster response or whatever. Okay. Then again, limited sharing happens. We say infrastructure is shared. But if CAPF tomorrow says, I want so many aircraft, one sortie of the helicopter, then a lot of clearance and a lot of problems and all that happens. So limited sharing happens, limited infrastructure is shared, and therefore there is a lot of wastage. You have different trucks, army has different. So there's difference, problem. And then I am army, I am BSF. This will not work. You must have mutual respect for each other. From any entry, any force, any service. All are good. Are there any doubts as to what are the vulnerabilities, what forces, what borders, where do you deploy, and how do you work together today? What are we looking at the same aim, and what are the challenges? Are we generally all right on this? Okay. Yeah. I couldn't get you. Please say again. Okay. No, no, no. उसमें क्या होता है? See, there is somebody called district magistrate. So whenever there is a problem, the police is called in, or the local CAPFs are called in, RAF and whatever. क्या है? RAF, whoever. They come in. So many companies of those have already got deployed. But suppose it goes out of control, and if there is a requirement, then the district magistrate can requisition deployment of defense in that area, army in that area. They can be called in. But he has to sign, give the requisition, then the army, and you'll be surprised. Army cannot fire a shot unless district magistrate says, okay, you can fire. It's such a stringent thing. आप इधर आ जाओ. Come sit here. I was part of one of the IS columns. Then in 1984, there was some problem of, Sikhs. They had broken out and gone from Ramgarh to Punjab. And I, being a Sikh, I volunteered for this purpose. We went from Jabalpur, I was at Jabalpur at that time. We went from Jabalpur with a company apprehending this shah. But we could not fire. District magistrate has to tell you in writing to fire, otherwise you can't. Hanji. No, 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 no. ऐसा नहीं. बिल्कुल कभी नहीं सोचना ऐसा. See, it is the equipment that you have got in your hand to fire. Okay. So no CAPF is bad. Please, for heaven's sake, ये कभी दिमाग में लाना ही नहीं है. There is nobody superior, nobody inferior. It's just the handling of particular equipment, handling of particular weapons in a particular tactical manner at that time. That's all. Firstly, you get this idea, please, that army is not superior to CAPF. I'm army chap. I'm saying, I'm major general. I'm saying they're as good. I got all the respect for the CAPFs. ठीक है ना? कभी ये फीलिंग लाना ही नहीं है आज से. आई मीन शट डाउन करना है इसको. हाँ जी, नेक्स्ट. These are government policies that, considering the requirement of China threat and considering the requirement of Pakistan threat, we require so many divisions, so many corps, so many commands. That's the government decision. And there is a lot of deliberation which happens. And over a period of time, you would have seen many corps have been raised. If there is an additional requirement, new corps are raised. If there is an additional requirement, more CRPF battalions can come up. So that depends on requirement. But there is nothing else that only you will have maintained so much. Like, there is a requirement based that you can maintain so much. हाँ जी. नहीं यार समझ नहीं आई. आप ही बताओ. I must listen to you यार. कब? You are privileged to sit next to a beautiful girl. Now there will be greater clarity in what you are saying and my understanding also. हाँ बताओ. ये बताया ना कि ये बताया कि the common doctrine has to be issued. Common doctrine involving the defense minister, defense forces and the CAPF has to be issued. Different contingencies wise. अगर ये होगा तो ये, अगर ये होगा तो ये, अगर ये होगा. Different planning, different contingencies have to be drawn. That we are going to have so much of strength of this in such a situation. सारा दिया होता है. ठीक है. अब you, where are you want to sit? अच्छा. हाँ. क्या 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 या Hmm. No, none of that, none of that. They have different techniques of investigation, in interrogation, some intelligence they may have got. So it's case to case basis. When the CAPF have the authority to investigate, in interrogate. चलो अच्छा, अभी क्या करेंगे? What is this? Quickly we will see officer-like qualities. How many are you familiar with officer-like qualities of the Army, the Navy, Air Force? Are you aware? How? You've been to which SSB? Bhopal. Anybody to Allahabad? It is said it's a rejection center, and unfortunately I was the commandant of Allahabad. But let me explain the maths to you. Let me explain the maths. There is nothing as a rejection center. I'll tell you how. Not because I am associated with it. You see, there are 5 SSBs to form one center. 7 SSB, 14, 18, 19, 34. 5 हो गए. Every SSB has a capacity of 40. They can at a time assess 40 candidates. The selection ratio is generally 4 to 5%. It could be less, it could be more, depending. In LDA it is more, other entries it might be less. But average 4, say 10% for ease of calculation. I'm taking very high figure, 10%. Out of 40, how many will pass? 4 chaps. Out of 5 SSBs, how many? 20. How many will fail therefore? 180. 180 chaps are going to say Allahabad bad center. Yes, no? Now let's talk about one standalone SSB. Only one SSB in one location. Which is the one? Gandhinagar or whatever. Let's say Varanasi. Varanasi, Dehradun, let's say. Now you go to Dehradun, 4 chaps get selected, and 30 you get selected, and 36 don't make it. No, only 30 chaps, 36 chaps are going to yak, bad center, bad place, bad. What about 36 versus 180? And they are going to go all over the country. Allahabad mat jana, very useless. But it is not useless. I tell you how. Because all officers who get posted to any of the SSBs are the ones who are picked up based on their ACR reports and their aptitude and how they have performed as candidate. All those things are seen, and then they are called for training. Where are they called for training? DIPR, Defense Institute of Psychological Research. Here you undergo a written paper for a duration of 4 weeks you are taught, and then there is a question paper. If you fail, Major General or no Major, you go back home. And if you clear, then you go for practical leg at one of the centers. And there you have to undergo a training, practical training for 65 live interviews. If you are not able to orient yourself with a trainer, then you are no good. You will go back still. So you have to clear. You say X, I'll tell you why did you say X. So I will assess you accordingly. That is what you taught. That means you're trained at the DIPR. Once you are through, then you go for practical part. And once you're through, then you are on the panel to be posted. Kabhi vacancy aayegi. Now, can you tell me Allahabad mein kab vacancy? Suppose it comes in October, and I'm sitting, I'll go there. And suppose it comes in December, I can't go, somebody else will go. So it is not that all bad officers will go to Allahabad and all good officers will go to Bhopal and Varanasi and whatever. ऐसा तो होता नहीं है. Based on your profile, your waiting period, to go. Have I clarified this part? So there is no bad center, no good center. You show your 15 obstacle qualities, you're there. So I'm going to talk about the whole thing in two phases. In phase one, I'll tell you what are the obstacle qualities in brief, time, and how you can develop these obstacle qualities for a period. In 20 days time, you will start looking different to practice. एसएसडी में नहीं, लाइफ में अगर आपने ओएल की अप्लाई कर दी, आपकी लाइफ इज मोर फ्रेंड, मोर आउटपुट, एवरीथिंग विल बी बेटर. व्हाई? बिकॉज यू हैव दोस ऑप्शनल. ठीक है, तो क्विकली लेट्स सी दिस. Okay, first of all, there are 4 factors. We counted in factor wise. Factor 1 is that of the head. Where do you plan? Here. Where do you coordinate? Here. The plan and coordination is this, the planning and organizing. Heart is very important. You might be 95%. If you have a bad heart, you will never, never, never to the power of infinity get selected. कभी नहीं select. क्यों? ये ठीक नहीं है. You know that it becomes a villain. Villain means very good this one and very bad this one. He'll play merry hell with the system. Not required. If this is very good and this is bad, then you'll go the wrong way. Achha. Next is the social effectiveness. Means how are you effective as a leader in any group that is given? How do you emerge as a leader? And then finally, dynamic factor. These are the 4 factors in which there are 15 qualities. 4 qualities here, 3 here, 5 qualities here, 3 qualities. Total 15 qualities. And which are these 15 qualities? In factor 1, planning and coordination, there are 4 qualities. Effective intelligence, reasoning ability, organizing ability, and power of expression. I can give you a PDF on this subsequently. Those who want can take a PDF. Then factor 2, social adaptability. Why social? Social means society. Society means group of people. If you're working as a group of people, how are you effective as a man to adapt, cooperate? After that, we have factor number 3, in which there are 5 qualities: self-confidence, initiative, speed of decision, ability to influence group, and liveliness, ability to bounce back. Okay, फेलियर्स होते हैं सबके होंगे. इवन कोई ऐसा बंदा ला के बता दो कभी फेल नहीं हुआ या कभी बीमार नहीं हुआ, डाउन नहीं हो गया. Okay, can you hear me? So how you bounce back? And here, determination, courage, and stamina. Factor 1, your effective intelligence. This is not your logic-based intelligence. This is not your theorem or derivation. You could be damn good at it, but practically, how you apply your knowledge to identify what is the problem and how do you solve that problem. Considering what is your mother tells you to go and buy a bread, or maybe 500 grams of Amul butter. क्या नाम है आपका? Pratiksha. He goes to a shop and comes back. Mama, closed. Shop is closed. What could you have done? Go to another shop. Now you are exercising options. That is the effective intelligence. You go to the second shop. I tell you, yeah, I got Amul butter, but not 500 grams, but 100, 5 packets. Then you go back. No, Mama, only. What will you do? You will go to yet another shop. And he says, I got Britannia, 500 grams. Will you buy it? Now you have to see, what do I need to do? I have got to carry out this work, but it is not available in the form that I want. So take your decision considering the available resources. Knowing your mother's mind, here knowing the operational requirement. So convert it into that you go to the war or CAPF, wherever, and you find that the 100 people were supposed to be here, but you find there are 1,000 people. Now what? Can you return? What will you do now? That is the point. So what options are you going to exercise in case something doesn't happen your way? That means you identify the problem, see what your resources are, and then ultimately find a solution, especially in a tight corner. And then, why do you appear for so many competitive exams? Some people appear for NDA or NEET and CLAT and whatever. Why? If this doesn't work for me, I'll do this. If this doesn't work for me, I'll do this. This is the effective intelligence in application. Everybody's clear on this? So exercising options, finding different routes to a thing, but achieving what you're wanting to achieve by understanding what the problem is and finding a solution for that. Okay on that? Reasoning ability. It is basically, I have spoken so many things in the last 20 odd minutes, 30 minutes, but then you will understand what is important, what is not important, grasping the essentials and putting that information in order of requirement for application. Every information is not important. You noted on only 10, 20 points. I've spoken for so much of time. That is reasoning ability. Your grasping power and ability to understand what is important inter se relatively. Clear ho gaya? Okay. Then organizing ability. You all have so much of organizing ability, but in operations, how are you going to organize your resources, your manpower, your equipment, your vehicle? And how are you going to look ahead in time to prepare them in advance for training or whatever readiness you have to do, the combat readiness? That is your organizing ability. Day-to-day basis, what is the example of organizing ability? You all have birthdays and you tell your mom, birthday, 1st May, 10 friends will come. And you're telling her today, 7th of April को बता दिया, vision होने वाला है. My 10 friends are going to come and these are the snacks to be served. 3 things from outside, 2 you will prepare at home. Total cost is going to be so much of bunting, ballooning and whatever. I'm going to hold it outside in the lawn or we're going to hold it so and so place. What is this? Organizing ability. And that's exactly you're going to apply in your units when you go wherever you go to work. I got so many men, so much of ammunition, so many equipment, so many vehicles, and this is my task, which I'm going to prepare for now. Organizing ability, very important for an officer. Power of expression is the next one, and you have to speak in the ABC form. Nobody likes verbose people. You like brevity, accurately, briefly, and clearly. If your power of expression is good, you can verbalize well. There's a greater chance of you succeeding in your interviews for your CAP. How to do it? Verbalize. There are 2 major issues which give the problem to the candidates. First is he understands English well, he is able to write well, but then there is some hesitation in speaking because he's not used to it. You are used to speaking in Hindi, so you can also be used to speaking in English if you practice. How will you practice? You will not get any environment anywhere to speak in English. Why? Your teachers are going to speak to you NaCl plus H2SO4 equal to so much. Sir, क्या लिखा? हाँ मैंने ये बता रहा हूँ, अच्छा बैठ जाओ. He'll speak in Hindi. Most of the places. Teachers, schools, no opportunity, no environment for English. When you go home, your siblings, your parents in Hindi. When your mom tells you 2 kg आलू लेके आओ, what do you tell the shopkeeper? भैया 2 किलो आलू दे दो. Are you speaking in English with him? You're not speaking in English with your friends, with your siblings, with your parents, with the shopkeepers. Who are you speaking English with? Nobody. From today onwards, speak to yourself. Create the environment for yourself. Speak in English yourself. Say you're feeling, yeah, when it's going to finish, I'm going to have a cup of tea. और इसी को इंग्लिश में बोल लो. जो भी आपके मन में थॉट्स आते हैं, वर्बलाइज देम. देयरफॉर आई हैव रिटन द वर्ड वर्बलाइज. खुद ही बोलिए ताकि आप ही सुने, किसी और को सुनने की जरूरत नहीं है. There are 70,000 thoughts in a day. You get 20, 30, 40 thoughts in 1 hour's time. The more you speak, your tongue movement, your muscular movement will get used to nervous connection with the thought to muscle movement. Thought converted to tongue moving. बोलते कैसे हैं? Tongue नहीं होगी तो कैसे बोलेंगे? So muscular movement for the tongue comes through the nerves, neurons. The thought is conveyed. Signal is conveyed. Are you with me? So you create your own environment. Secondly, वहाँ भी ठीक है, but you can speak very well with your friends. 4 आदमी के सामने यहाँ खड़ा कर दिया, अब hesitation. So public speaking is a problem, verbalizing is a problem. तो पब्लिक स्पीकिंग के लिए गेट rid of two friends and speak in front of him. Just बोलना है, my name is XYZ, I come from so and so place, my hobby is this, I've studied up to so and so in so and so school and I like to play football or something. 5 sentences अपने दोस्तों के सामने बोलिए. एक हफ्ते के बाद मुझे बताना कि your language has improved and your public speaking has improved. Are you with me on this? Okay. Now coming to this one. When you go for interview, for SSB particularly, what language? English. When you go for training, what language? English. When you are addressing some foreign delegates or something, what language? English. When you go and motivate somebody as assistant commandant, you go and go to your own school to motivate the boys and girls, which language will you use? Probably English. You all agree with me? Very important. Then briefings. Therefore, no escaping. You have to speak English. Please understand, it's a feather in the cap. अच्छा बोलिए इंग्लिश में. Okay. Coming to the next factor 2, social adaptability. You all speak to different friends in a different way. Why? Because you understand who they are. So social intelligence is you must speak to people differently, understanding their background, their educational culture and everything. So if you speak to a North Indian in a particular way and if you speak to the South Indian same way, there's going to be a problem. मैंने एक बारी गलती से एक साउथ इंडियन को बोल दिया था. एनी साउथ इंडियन या मैंने बोल दिया तुम ब्लडी क्या करता है. आपने ब्लडी बोला. तो कहा यार ब्लडी ये तो क्या हो गया. मैंने फिर मुझसे निकल और ये ब्लडी क्या हो गया. कहा नहीं साहब ब्लडी बोला सीओ साहब को बताएगा. व्हाट डू यू डू. सो यू हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल. द साउथ इंडियन फ्रेंड्स culturally they are better than certain people, I would say, not North Indian, different types of people. Okay, so you have to understand the people who you're speaking to. You have to understand. You're going to command troops. जवान होंगे आपके नीचे 100 जवान, हजारों जवान. Then you command battalions. Every jawan, without he telling you that there is a problem, you must understand his problem by his body language only. Your mother doesn't tell you आज क्या हो गया, बड़ा परेशान दिख रहा है. He's not spoken, you're not spoken. No, that's exactly skill you have to develop to know that your jawan has a problem. So firstly, understand the problem without he telling you, getting into his shoes. And when he gives you your difficulty, the problem difficulty, then you resolve it without he asking you to resolve it. So not only you have to understand the problem of the other man, your juniors or senior, whoever, but also you have to find a solution for him. Then only you're a good officer, you'll be respected. Otherwise, no. Clear? You will be junior officer, but you're an officer. But if you go and tell, आपके क्या होता है, JSU equivalent क्या होता है, सुबेदार साहब को रैंक होता है, हेड क्लर्क होता है, हेड कांस्टेबल, उसकी एज आपसे ज़्यादा होगी. Suppose you tell, hey, head constable, इधर आप, will he respect you? He will never respect you. Actually, you have to speak so that you don't hurt the feeling of other people. Then you're going to be posted from one place to another, to another, to another. One equipment, another equipment. If one technology, another technology, you have to adapt to all of these. Shown you where all you can be deployed. This is what social adaptability. Everybody's clear? So this is not good. How can you be a good officer? Okay. Next one. Going to be here, here, and wherever. Cooperation. You are always going to work in teams and groups, small teams, big teams, or whatever level, company and battalion level. Here you have to participate willingly, without any conflict, and holding the group goal as the ultimate. If you hold your individual aim vis-a-vis the group aim, you are not a good officer. You have to relegate your own interest as compared to the interest of the organization. To do that, you are cooperating. Joint effort is greater than the individual effort. Understand this. Okay? Right. Let's take this. What is this? Football field. There are red team and the blue team. This boy, this player brings the ball right from here to here, but he is covered by 3 opponents. Can he score the goal? He can't score the goal. So what should he do? This chap, he's free, he can score. But he will not. If he is not cooperative, he feels that my name should appear in the school magazine that Vijay has scored the winning goal. He's not understanding that it's not important that Vijay scored a goal. It's important that team won the match. Team winning the match vis-a-vis individual glory, which is important. That's exactly you have to keep in mind. If you remember football field, cooperation is clear. This is very, very important. If you are having good SOR, sense of responsibility, you will clear. Otherwise, you may not clear. And if you are not having good SOR, men will never respect you. This is duty plus discipline. Duty plus discipline. Duty of two types. Duty that has been assigned by other people and duty that you assign to yourself. For example, you are going over here, guard a bridge, and you see that there is a fire here. You assign to yourself the responsibility of dousing it. Yes, no? This self-responsibility you're taking, and one responsibility was given by somebody else. So it is specified or unspecified responsibility you have to take. Duty you have to take. Another, whatever duty you do, it has to be within the norms of discipline. Within the norms of discipline. And discipline again could be the external discipline imposed on you. CEO साहब ने बोला सवेरे 6 बजे पीटी मतलब छीटी. CEO साहब छुट्टी गया, not going for duty. Okay, we'll do that. So it has to be extrinsic discipline and intrinsic discipline. Both are important for you. Signal, police cop standing, खड़ा कर दिया. No police cop, आगे कर दिया. Discipline, bad discipline. Then say you are in a coordinated search operation somewhere and you find a beautiful girl inside, all alone with 10 kilos, 10 tolas of gold lying. क्या नाम है आपका? You're tall, well built, smart, power. Nobody's there with you. You are only inside the hut. And you have temptations. What will you do? Self-control. 6. Otherwise, you're not a good officer. Understood, not understood. And then, as you were trying to douse this, enemy saw this, the bridge, and they captured it. And then you keep crying, sir, मैं तो क्या करता, मेरे बस का थोड़ी था, मैं तो उधर जाना ही था, बच्चे थे, मर जाते, इसलिए गया, इसलिए ब्रिज हो गया. No, you are demonstrate willingness to bear consequences. अब ठीक है, गलती हो गया सब, जो सजा देना था, बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है. All right, sir, no problem, my fault. So that means there are 6 ingredients of sense of responsibilities. First of all, you will perform duties 100% whatever given to you or whatever you take for yourself, specified or unspecified duty. Second, third part is extrinsic and intrinsic discipline. 4 item हो गया. Fifth, ethical self-control. You have to behave in an ethical form. एक बंदा CRPF को खराबी करेगा, क्या going to say CRPF is this. CRP जवान did this or an officer did this. Nobody is going to take your name first. Headline में आपका नाम नहीं आएगा. किसका नाम आएगा? CRPF. So therefore, your unit's name, your country's name, your family's name is important. And then finally, when things go wrong, demonstrate moral willingness to bear consequences. Go exclude it on yourself. Itna bada hai, broad shoulders. You have SOR. Anybody having any doubt? Do you have doubts on SOR? Sense of responsibility? Very, very important. Okay. Now this is very simple. You take initiative. First step in an unfamiliar field, and you sustain till such time it is done, and it should be in the right direction. Just known some villains. Villain का नाम बताओ जो बड़ा गंदा सा villain है. अमरीश पुरी. अमरीश पुरी also will take initiative, but he'll say महारानी जयपुर आ रही है, उसका हार उड़ाएंगे. Very good idea, and he will do it also. But is it a good initiative? It is not a good initiative. Okay. Self-confidence. Have capability, अपनी capability पे भरोसा करना. That I will be able to do it because of your training, because of your experience, and because of values which you have imbibed in yourself. Any situation. Yes, sir, no problem. फौज की language कैसी होती है? Sir, right, sir. Yes, sir. Will be done, sir. No problem, sir. Fine, sir. Thank you, sir. पूरा कॉन्वर्सेशन इसी में खत्म हो, इतना ही कॉन्वर्सेशन है। और बाद में पता बड़ी यार क्या क्या बोल दिया, होल्ड ऑन यार, लेट मी अंडरस्टैंड। नाउ ही विल फाइंड अ वे ऑफ डूइंग इट। फर्स्ट ही विल कमिट, यस सर, डन सर, नो प्रॉब्लम सर। दैट इज द अप्रोच यू हैव टू टेक। Okay, so this is self confidence. Speed of decision, it has to be timely and appropriate. I'm not saying right or wrong. You have to take a decision quickly and appropriate decision. For example, I'm giving army example. You are the company commander and your Subedar sahab tells you, साहब फायर आ गया, हाँ ठीक है, आज मंडे है, बुधवार को आना, सब बताऊंगा शाम को। Is it okay? What about this? Okay. So you have to do two things. Right. Ability to influence a group. Invariably, some people are going to tell you, ठीक है साहब, कर देंगे साहब, लेकिन फायदा नहीं है साहब, पहले भी किया, कुछ नहीं हुआ साहब. They will dissuade you from doing something good. You should have the ability to influence them. They should accept you as a leader. Your personality should be such that they should accept you as a leader, and therefore your opinion, your orders, without any doubt. And if one or chap has a doubt, explain as to what are the advantages of why it should be done in the interest of the organization. You see here this man, who is looking at him? This chap, everybody should be such personality. Because he's from the army, should be no less. You can reach your highest ranks. And people should look with awe. Oh, क्या नाम बताया था? आकाश. Oh, आकाश साहब आ गया. साहब आगे नहीं बोलते, आकाश साहब आ गया. ऐसे बोलते हैं फौज में. That is what you should be. Liveliness. You will be doing a lot of things. You will meet success sometimes failure. Then, as an officer, your job is to maintain buoyancy. Buoyancy means you fall in, get up again. That is the buoyancy. Maintain cheer, maintain humor in the organization, maintain optimism in the organization. क्या यार बर्बाद हो गया यार, इतना काम किया यार ये. This is your thought is going to reach the last man of your unit. Therefore, your job is to maintain buoyancy, positive outlook, cheerful, and sense of humor all the time. And this chap says, I was kicked by a donkey. You seen that movie, Sam Manekshaw? What did he say when he was dying almost? He had got 9 bullets. What did he say? A mule kicked me or something like that. And always he said, I'm okay. How many have seen the film? And while he was on the deathbed, 2008, anybody who went and met him said, how are you feeling, sir? I am okay. His wife was worried when there was a court of inquiry held against him. I don't know if you've seen the movie. She was very worried and he was in the lounge. He says, I am okay, fine, it will be okay. That's the kind of feeling you must always have. Chapter 4, nothing to explain, determination, self-motivation. Nobody can motivate you from outside. You have to motivate yourself कि मुझे ये करना है, and then sustain till such time you your aim. Okay? Despite the obstacles that you might face. Courage, physical and the mental. What is courage? Ability. What is courage? Ability to understand what is the risk involved, what is the danger involved, and the ability to meet that danger is courage. Ability to evaluate or appreciate what is the danger involved in this. Myself, my troops, my men, my unit's reputation. So what should I do? I should meet or I should not meet. That decision you have to take. So, for example, these are the examples of courage. You're doing this. If you see here, courage, bite, he'll bite. What is the courage in this? This is foolhardiness. But suppose you are in a situation like this, all around surrounded by the enemy, just 10 of you, few weapons and few ammunition. Will you quit now? Will you quit? That is the courage. Courage is when you know there is danger and there is a purpose. It is important to note here the word taking purposive risk willingly. If there is no purpose, don't take risk. If there is purpose, take risk. Taking risk purposively. Meeting the danger. That is courage. And it could be mental and the physical. Okay. Courage would mean also the mental courage, the moral courage. Your senior might tell you something wrong to do. And if you take a stand, sir, I'm afraid I will not be able to do. That is the courage. And physical courage, of course, you know. Stamina, ability to endure stress and strain for a protracted period of time, for a long period of time. That is your stamina. Physical, mental again. Physical is this, bleeding but fighting on. And mental is this, 6 बजे नहीं, मुझे 4 बजे उठना, रात को 3 बजे तक पढ़ने के बाद भी, taking the strain, ability to face the stress. Clear हो गया? So these are our 15 obsolete qualities. A few points you may have understood, few you may not have understood, but I'll give you now how to develop just next 5 minutes. सबसे पहले self discipline. If you do not have self discipline, no amount of external extrinsic discipline will help in life. What is self discipline? Like if you want to sleep, Akash wants to sleep in the morning till 8 o'clock, but there is a requirement to get up at 5 o'clock. You want to sleep for your comfort, but you still get up at 5 o'clock because you're required to get up on your own with alarm or whatever help. That is self discipline. You want to see one serial, you say, I'll sleep at 11 o'clock. You switched on the TV, very good series. Serial बोलते क्या बोलते हैं? वो Netflix or whatever. वो उसे end किया. Oh my God. 10:30. चल यार एक और देख लेते हैं. अच्छा 11:30. Very good ending. एक और यार. Now where is the self discipline? When you don't want to do a thing and you still, if you do it, self discipline failed. You want to sleep at 11, but you're not sleeping at 11. Self discipline. You want to get up in the morning at 4, not able to get up in the morning at 4. सबसे पहले अगर आपने करना है self discipline को लेके आना है. Next is, whatever task is given to you, buy a bread, small thing. I'm going to buy a bread means I'm going to buy a bread. Whatever task is given to you, 100% I'll do. Even studies, your job now is to study, I'm going to do 100%. So get into the habit of any duty, any task given, do it with sincerity and your values will excellence के लिए aim करना. Problem solving. Your mother is struggling with WhatsApp or something, or some TV not getting tuned. भाई मम्मी मैं कर देती हूँ. Problem solving. Your brother is struggling with some maths, लायर मैं कर देता हूँ. Help the people out. Problem solving should be a habit with you. तो क्या डेवलप हो जाएगा? EI. Read books. क्या डेवलप हो जाएगा? आपका power of expression and self confidence. Take a small book, just about 80, 90, 100 pages. और करने का तरीका 2-3 पेज सवेरे ब्रेकफास्ट से पहले पढ़ लो, एक आधा लंच ब्रेक होता वहाँ पढ़ लो, मेट्रो में जाते हो 2-3 पेज वहाँ पढ़ लो, रात को सोने से पहले 2-3 पेज पढ़ लो. 10 pages per day, 10 days book is out. If you read at least one book in a month, you will get used to it. खून लग जाता है. You will never move without a book. डॉक्टर के पास बैठे waiting period, book. Understood? So read book. That should become your hobby. Read newspapers as a habit. As a habit. और आपने भी इंटरव्यू के लिए जाना, सवाल पूछेंगे, शायद अगर इधर आओगे तो मैं ही पूछूंगा. ठीक है? English, very important. You have the option of Hindi interview, but try for English, but be comfortable in Hindi. If you are okay, that's all right. The number बराबर होते हैं. Let me tell you today, whether you appear for interview in English or Hindi, same marks. There is no difference between medium part. But English karo. Not necessarily for CAPF, otherwise also. एक स्पोर्ट पकड़ो जिसपे थोड़ी सी रिस्क लगती है, एड्रेनलिन रिलीज होता है. कुछ नहीं तो फुटबॉल ही खेलो, फुटबॉल में बड़ा रिस्क है. Understood the point? In which you exercise little risk, your body releases adrenaline, you start saying यार पहले किया था मैं फिर कर सकता हूँ. That gives you the confidence. You must always take at least one adventure sport. Okay. Games you must always play. Cooperation आएगी, self confidence आएगा, ability to influence group आएगा, सारी qualities आने लगती है जब गेम खेलते हो. टीम स्पिरिट आएगी. क्लियर हो गया? एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर में पार्ट लो, तो स्कूल का टाइम हो गया, कॉलेज का टाइम, बट आपके सोसाइटीज़ में कुछ होता होगा, दशहरा हो रहा है, चलो मैं सीटिंग अरेंजमेंट कर देता हूँ, दिवाली हो रही है, चलो मैं यार मिठाइयाँ बिठवा दूंगा, चलो मैं लाइट लगवा दूंगा, कुछ तो मैं करूँगा इन द सोसाइटी और वेर एवर यू आर। बहन की शादी हो रही है, चलो मैं ये कर देता हूँ, मैं कार्ड बांट के आ जाता हूँ। व्हाट आर यू डूइंग? एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर, वो करिकुलर तब बोलते थे, अभी करो तो सही। ओके, टच फॉर द फैमिली। मैं खाना बना देती हूँ, चलो साइड में हो, लेट मी डू इट। मैं वेजिटेबल ले आती हूँ, स्ट्रेच, स्पेंडिंग टाइम विद द फैमिली, केयरिंग विद द फैमिली, पॉकेट मनी, बी प्रूडेंट। तो लाइफ भर में आपको ऐसा हो जाएगा। डोंट स्टूज, एक कोक पिला दे यार, नेवर डू दैट। इफ ही हैज गिवन यू कोक, आकाश विल रिटर्न एंड नॉट लुक द अदर वे, आकाश ये कोक यार आज पैसे दो। डोंट डू दैट। मेंटेन बैलेंस इन लाइफ। फ्रेंड्स, मेक फ्रेंड्स। एनीबडी हु हैज फ्रेंड्स विल हैव, क्या होगा? कॉन्फिडेंस। और क्या होगा? कोऑपरेशन। और क्या होगा? सेंस ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग, हंड्रेड्स ऑफ थिंग्स विल कम इफ यू हैव फ्रेंड्स। कोऑपरेशन। Develop a hobby, spiritual practice. If nothing else, get into meditation. If you are not able to get into it now, you will never be able to get it. At least for 5 minutes. It is no longer an option or a luxury. It is a requirement now. You can't skip it. Get into some form of meditation. I hope you have noted on a few points or registered a few points. I've given you 10 points. Even if you register 1 or 2 and implement 1, there will be an incremental change. Clear? Anybody having any doubt?